order, and welcome to Fate of Isen Book 2. We are a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast made by a bunch of Kiwi comedians, proud members of Kiwi RPG, Kia mu whakatau ao Aotearoa, tabletop role-playing from NZ. We korero paki, we tell jokes, we hopefully save the world, and we have a whole lot of fun along the way. And as usual, thank you for joining us today. If it is your first time visiting Isen, you are so welcome here. And for all of our Fates who are coming home, welcome back. It is super great to see you again. We have our new story of our chapter Water, getting not to be new now, sort of getting old, because we're in episode 39 now of our second chapter of this story. So Water is where we're at. And with this story, we have an amazing cast of heroes to help me discover it. So let's meet the sidebars that we have here today. Take it away, Jules.
Howdy. I'm Jules Daniel, played by Bardley. That's right, I'm played by them in real life. That's how we're going. And kind of a bard, kind of a Bradley. That's what I usually say, so that's what I'm going to do. Going on to the next person.
I'm Erika, I'm playing Taryn Grimm. I'm currently recording this from what is the equivalent of my parents' basement, so I feel like I'm coming up in the RPG world by role-playing in the dungeon area. It's gonna be a good day today. Over to Kasia.
Hey, here's Kasia. Here's Kasia. I'm playing Granny Sabinka. She is a druid. She's had a hard life. And yay, but now there's adventure and wonderful things are happening. I am not in the dungeon and now I'm jealous of a basement. What did the world come to? Back to you in the studio, Jules.
And hey, I'm Jules from NZ, your dungeon master for book 2. Sort of healthy now, still kind of sick. What is the world coming to where the flu lasts for months now, apparently? Yay! But we are here under the ocean and with a big adventure in front of our heroes. This time, instead of waiting until the end of the chapter, I've given them a room of secrets right in the middle. How interesting. So where we find our heroes, they have gone to rescue the Flotess's daughter. We have not found out her name so far, but her name is actually Wish, and you have heard her voice at least once on a previous episode, and seen her in the room behind where our adventurers currently are, as people were trying to bury her in clothing of different types as you walked on through the room to suss out this room behind. Evans, the scout/leader of this group, is busy looking after the kids and kind of ushering them out of this like rubble ruin situation that you find yourself in here, and ushering them outside after you've nicely told them that the killing mist is no longer out there. So they're making their way outside to go see our favorite pirate, and our adventurers are peering into a room full of secrets. There's a pillar in the middle, which nothing stands upon, and some interesting pictures and writing upon the walls. So let's go and see what our heroes are doing with this space.
Ooh, hey, look, secrets. I go towards the secrets.
Secrets.
It is secrets. Referencing the name of the last episode.
Yeah.
But wait, remember we saw a pedestal with something on it before, and then we got eaten by a sunflower. So perhaps check for traps, maybe?
To be fair, though, in that situation, all we had to do was love the flower really hard. And if it's a similar kind of thing, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Do
sunflowers normally eat in the above space?
Oh, wait, I'm a crab. I'm sorry, none of that happened. Apologies, you somehow inferred all of this from Granny doing click, 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 point at pedestal.
Yeah, because you're still a crab.
Right in the sand, like,
I feel like
Earthstone, sunflower, big teeth.
we're doing like a form of underwater sign language and Pictionary.
Then I'm doing like this, like the dancing crabs, the viral ones that go
Yes. Oh no, not the viral crabs.
Yeah, those crabs.
And at this, Dexter just walks out and goes to he
He's like,
literally
"I'm
just goes
done
to
with
help
this, you guys."
Evans. Yeah, he goes to help Evan, like, take the kids outside. So
Anyway, warning received. Should they roll for it?
yeah, so are you doing some kind of check on this room?
Yeah.
For
Right,
traps?
I would like to
Yeah.
do a magic check as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the check for traps then. Which is survival?
Or investigation.
I would rather use survival, if I may.
Okay. I'll give you a survival amount of information.
Okay. Will I survive?
And yeah, if you're casting Arcana,
Sweet.
Bardley.
21.
It's 18 for survival.
18? Okay, cool.
Look, I'm a crab. I'm a creature of instinct.
Okay. Yeah, so between the two of you, you quickly realize that nothing is sort of like under the sand, rock, stone of this floor here, or
Under the sea.
yeah. Well, you are under the sea, but you're standing on a stone slab which is covered in a little bit of debris and a bit of sand and that kind of stuff. There's a few bits of seaweed that are growing up through cracks, like weeds often do, where they grow where they're anywhere they're not supposed to. That's your floor base, and you're not seeing anything that you would step on. You look above you, you're not seeing anything that looks like it's a bucket balancing on a doorway that's going to be hilarious when you walk through it. Like you're not seeing any of that kind of thing.
A bucket
around
of water,
you.
then, that would splash
In
all over
water,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'd be more likely to be a bucket of cement.
Cement.
But cement, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I meant. But what you do somehow feel, Bardley, probably as you reach out into this space, there are very soft lingering traces of some magic you just don't understand. Like, again, it's that foreign, like beyond ken, and it's all around the pillar.
Right. I just taste the air and I go, soft unknown magics.
Yeah, but it's very similar to... Yeah, so it's very similar to what you sort of felt in and around the Earthstone as well. Like, it's just that really foreign, strange magic. Like, you just don't even know the words or feeling for it. But it's very, very soft traces. Like, something was here once, but it has not been here for a while. That's what you're feeling there. And then as you're kind of reaching out around this room, because you're like, yeah, okay, that's sort of what I expected already, right? So you're like kind of feeling out around the rest of this room. And there is like a magical aura coming from almost past one of the walls, like in the wall, past the wall, something about that wall that you can kind of feel. Doesn't feel like a school of magic necessarily. It feels almost more like natural.
Is the wall like very solid, or are there also cracks through the wall that I can look through? Or
there's a few cracks here and there. Yeah, so you like on these like paintings and stuff, but it's not like big cracks that you can just see ocean out through. It's just like small, Yeah, because this room looks pretty well maintained compared to the rest of this place, probably because it was sealed up until whatever happened.
What's on the murals? Like, what's depicted?
Yeah, so you're seeing these golden humanoid figures with these smaller figures like bowing down to them. These tall towering figures. And then you see like the blue stone on the pillar. And it looks to be kind of like a representation of the pillar that's in this room with the blue stone on it. And you can see people like bowing down to that too. And then there's like a figure that's like reading, has an open book in its hand, and it's like reading kind of in the direction of people that are bowing. You sort of see like loads of those kind of images and writing sort of all over the walls. As you look at this writing, you just don't recognize, is it the language that it's in, or your brain just doesn't want to comprehend it?
Can Taryn go up to the pedestal and have a look closer at the writings and the images?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen something like this before?
Clickety clack, 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 clack. And I just type. Say yes in the sand.
Is it Morse code for yes? Yeah.
I'll nod my head, but nodding a head as a crab is just nodding the entire body, so I'm just kind of like
rocking,
and then like rolling.
See, in the crabs, I get your meaning.
It conveys. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you've seen it in real time, so.
Yeah, we've all seen a crab here.
Under the sea. Can I look closer at the thing, and does it jog in my memory the book that I wanted the flow test to have a look at earlier on? Is it similar writing to that?
Yes. So when you look at these images as you kind of wander in to this room, following these two who seem to be, like pretty chill about what they're seeing actually, you've never seen anything like this with these tall figures. And you can see now, like, for you, these smaller figures would be, familiar as well, because they seem to be portraying various aquatic, humanoids and races and stuff. So, again, just like in the room that you just walked through, there's little mini tomatoes and little mini oozes and little mini, aquatic sea elves. And, you can kind of see, it's not like done in real detail, but like representations of these figures, all sort of bowing down and doing this. So for you, this would be like crazy to see this on the walls. You've never seen anything like this, apart from where you saw these tall golden figures with these like stones in the book that you asked the flow test to help you translate. And even some of these like words give you that same sort of squirmy feeling, because you've spent some time with this book before you asked the flow test to translate it for you, because your mentor gave it to you, and you couldn't help yourself, so you opened it up and had a look, have a read, see if you could figure it out. But
I would have read through it quite a bit.
Yeah, so like even these words give you the same kind of feeling, and it's not just that you can't read it, it's like it doesn't want to be read, or your brain doesn't have the ability to read it. Your brain's refusing to read it. It squirms, like the words refuse to be held down. It's like trying to stab a plate full of worms with a fork. So that probably takes a lot of your kind of focus and attention as you see that, do that.
So understanding that, would probably pull out the book from my satchel, and then would start flipping through it.
Yes, so as you try and compare the book to the walls and stuff, yes, you see a lot of the things that are familiar. It's almost basically the same kind of information. There seems to be different words, new words, and your book seems to hold more of it, but
I don't know, when I look at this, I can't quite grasp some of the meanings behind it, and it kind of matches this book that I was given. I don't know if you guys want to take a quick look or see if you can. I don't know what it means.
Crab cluck. Maybe not the crab. She might sniff it up.
Quack, 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 quack.
Granny Crab,
we
do
like
I
hold
have
it up in
consent
front.
to lift
And I pointed
you up into my hand?
Bradley. Quack, 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 quack.
You click affirmatively.
Somersault forwards. I click affirmatively. Yes.
A whole granny crab, and then have the book sort of open on top of the pedestal.
I'm trying to remember. There was art in the green room, wasn't there? Outside of there were the statues, and then was there art as well? I'm trying to.
There wasn't actually really in this room.
Okay.
You did have those big statues of the three figures outside in the main foyer. But yeah, you didn't really have anything in and around the pedestal. But that might not have been where the pedestal always was, maybe, or because
right, it was a weird location for it to be.
Yeah, Abbot Peak was trying to protect the stone.
Well, obviously, and like this, we're not sensing the magic for the stone to be in this room currently, so it's also been moved somewhere else. So what I'm getting is that these stones used to be in specific places, and now that they're not in those specific places, there's a bunch of like, what is it? Like the black gooey stuff, right?
Mishaps going on.
Mishaps. I was gonna. Yes, you're so succinct. Thank you.
A bunch of click. Yes, I agree.
It's like a level of degradation that's happening to those elements.
I mean, Bardley, you're exactly right. Like, it seems to be that things are kind of going haywire in several elements now. Like, you've been in two elements, right? Like,
because the water stuff that was changing.
Yeah, the water seems to be acting in a way that isn't normal either.
Click. Should we...
there was another place that we went where there was a green? Was it green? There was a stone that I touched, and then now I feel more connected with nature. I don't know what really happened. I'm still processing it.
It's true.
Did you eat the stone?
Yet to see what happens. Hopefully it's not literally inside me, because that might hurt later down the track. It would be a pretty big kidney stone. I don't remember, but also knowing me as a person, I can't 100% say that I didn't. But it was there and then it wasn't. And now I'm more connected with nature. I don't know what you want me to say.
Fascinating. But you said that the plants came to life?
But also, I feel like I've been feeling... Well, yeah, we had to heal it and be nice to it and send them good vibes, which is generally how you need to, like, treat plants anyway. So, good rule of green thumb. But there was, like, this feeling of really ancient magics around that area that I'm feeling here kind of a little bit, but really through this wall. So I want us to try and, like, get through this wall. And I'm wondering if the art has something to do with it. Like, there's a certain brick we touch and it opens up, or we brute force it.
I was wondering if there are cracks. Are any cracks small or big enough for a crab to go through?
Yeah, probably.
Is there anything like that?
Yeah. Just go sideways and just slide on in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just click at everyone. Click, crack, click. And I would like to just like...
Can crabs see in the dark? Because things are going to get real dark on you.
Ooh.
I could send a little prestidigitation light orb through with them, right?
Can crabs see in the dark? I am consulting the oracle.
I don't think crabs have good vision.
Have
stop.
No.
Oh wow! Okay.
They do. Wait, what D&D? Wait, sorry. I was looking at.
I know. I was just starting to like search crab on the D&D Beyond.
The crab has blind sight both in and out of water.
Which is good because they can move without relying on sight necessarily. So you can
click
kind of
your
perceive...
claws and listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the location.
Yeah, so you can kind of just feel what's going on around you and move into spaces without necessarily using eyes.
Yeah, so I'm just... It's like sonar, is it?
Kind of.
Yeah. Echolocation.
Yeah, and so you're moving into the space and you realize, like, it gets a bit bigger once you get sort of through, like, about a foot, which, you know, is a thick wall, but it's a wall, you know, and you get a bit wider, but it really doesn't get much wider. Yeah, it really doesn't get much wider than a small box, a small long box that's kind of attached to this room. You see now that there is, like, as you crawl through this crack and you kind of come into this large box, the water around you feels quite odd, and we'll get to that in a moment. But you also see now that there seems to be like a little, a small passageway leading back into that room that would sort of open like a cat flap or whatever in the wall, at the bottom of the wall. So you can kind of also see that, like, this box space has access to that. And then...
so I can push it, or...
Yeah, so you can kind of crawl back through the wall and push it open. It doesn't open heaps. It's not like a huge, very cat flap, like quite small, you know, but... And then, the water around you feels quite odd, and you feel like something is trying to communicate with you.
Ooh. Could I tune into the feeling? Like, click, 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 talk to me. Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really talk as a crab.
I was talking about, like, feeling it. Like, I'm a druid, it's nature probably talking.
Yeah. In your kind of, like, druid vibes, you feel like there is some kind of alive, sentient being or something here trying to chat to you, but you're not able to understand it.
Okay, so not like a creature, just like something's a presence.
Yeah, like a weird kind of presence vibe thing going on.
A similar vibe to that little old lady we met in the woods?
No. I mean, different.
Okay.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden that water around you sort of starts flooding out, and you kind of are washed along with it down this small tunnel and the little flap in the wall. So the two of you just see like a flap in the wall open and just water rush out. But it's like odd because you're in a fully like watered zone. So it's just like, you know, you just kind of get pushed backwards as the water gets whooshed in this space. That's sort of what it feels like.
So crab scuttles in, crab gets expelled. Okay,
Whooshed
cool.
out.
Whooshed, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, clickety click, click, click.
Yeah, but you feel like it's... But Granny, for you it feels like this thing, this creature, this whatever, is trying to like gently carry you along with it. It doesn't feel like you're being expelled. It feels like something is kind of cradling you as it moves. That's kind of what it feels like for you.
Oh, is that a creature I would have heard of or seen? Or it's just okay. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, hard to say. You've never really hung out under the ocean before.
Okay.
Whereas Taryn, as soon as this thing comes out, you immediately recognize what this is. You've heard of these creatures. Again, you've never seen something like this because these are guardian creatures. These are like these water elementals are situated in places of great like prestige, great honor, great like, you know, anything like that. Like, and you know that they are put there to guard something, usually like either a person or an object or a you know. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, does it feel a little like Vin Diesel and The Rock that we met back at the farm, which were not their names.
I was like, when did we meet Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Was I awake?
There was a tree. And
There was a tree and there was a rock thing.
Right, yes.
Yes,
No, yes,
there
yes.
was.
They tried to talk
Right.
to us, but we were like stalling. Remember that?
Yes.
It was a great time.
Okay.
Anyway,
You're so right. My bad, I forgot.
I know I am.
Yeah, so like this creature comes rushing out. For the two of you, it's hard to distinguish the water it is made out of against the water that surrounds it. So it's almost indistinguishable, but you can see it kind of like waving and bubbling in a very distinctive way. Taryn has just heard of these things and can make out its form. And you make out that it's sort of carrying little granny crab like gently in its arm. So granny crab is sort of bouncing up and down in the water, but like it is sort of holding, this little crab.
Well, it sounds lovely to be taken care of for a change.
So good. Granny Sabinka, you've found a guardian. It looks like a very friendly guardian that you've found, but you only find them in places that have something that they need to look after or something of extreme importance.
I point at the
Are
pedestal.
you extremely important?
Right? Is it protecting Granny now?
Yeah.
I am being worshipped.
So good. Boss Granny.
Aw. Okay. Well, I look up at the creature, and can I see them, or is it just part of water?
Yeah, no, now you can kind of see them. There's a bit more light in this room, so you can kind of make out, before you just could feel it was a generic creature-y thing, but now you can sort of make out this odd water formation. It's kind of vaguely got a face, but it doesn't really. It's just like dark patches that sort of come and wave and go, and like where its eyes and its mouth should be.
I'd like to return to Granny shape and chug a potion of water breathing. Because this is tedious.
Yeah.
I'm done with being a crab.
That's fair. Yeah, and again, this creature is trying to sort of communicate, and it realizes that you're not able to speak whatever it was trying to speak, and it switches into Aquan, which we know Taryn can actually speak.
Can I comprehend languages spell?
Yeah, I think Bardley. How long does comprehension go for? Because you
An
had it
hour?
up in the last session.
An hour.
Yeah, so it's probably still
Cool,
up.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Could I not understand it even when it was speaking the other language?
No, it wasn't really speaking a language. It was very weird. It was speaking like water, literally just like an elemental kind of guttural. Yeah.
It was making the
bubbling brook.
sounds
Yeah.
that brooks make. Yeah. The fact that we both went
Yeah.
crazy. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this time it speaks like a known language, kind of a translatable language, and so you instantly recognize this as it says, "Have you come, champions, to return what is lost?"
Oh, relay that back.
Oh, sweetie. Oh, sorry.
We might need to find what's been lost first. But I think we can just assume that we're
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
translate
play
to Granny as
translator,
well,
so-
that she's in on the conversation.
Oh, sweetie. Is it the blue, shiny thing,
Yes,
dearie?
the water stone has been taken by
The
those
water stone.
those smelling of earth. They took what is not theirs, and they bested me. And you see him like there's something wrong now. Like he lets kind of show in his water, and you see like that dark black kind of gunkiness sort of whirl out, and you can see it's sort of infected everything he is.
Oh no.
And he's like, I am bested and I am weakened. I cannot chase them.
Could I try and give him Granny's broth in the water?
I mean, you can try. You can just add it to his water.
Yeah,
Pour some soup into you.
I'll just feed it randomly in a bit of him, like.
He may take it as an attack, but sure.
Heal! I'm like, oh no.
Can I ask?
Well, he knows healing, right? Did it help? I'm just pouring broth on the black spots.
Can I ask if he knows when it's been taken?
No.
He says that it was taken southeasterly direction before he lost the ability to follow them. Yeah.
South is south.
Yeah, by those who smelled of earth, and it was many years ago. Like, he's been here waiting for the champions to come.
Could we do a geography history type check? Like, do we know the area well enough to know what lies,
like what's in that
yeah,
direction?
because he's saying earth smelling, so I'm assuming that's like a land mass in that area would make the most sense, at least, or a good place to start off with.
Yeah. You can roll me
History.
Because you're in the if you want, to remember the last time you looked at a map, and you know that you are in the Northern Sea, kind of at the north side of the continent of Isen. So as you're rolling up, tell me what you get.
I rolled a 24.
I saw something.
Nice. Okay. So in that direction, based on your best guess, kind of because you left lakeside underneath the water and sort of through water channels and things like that, which was literally a lake in the middle of the continent. So you headed directly north. So kind of from what you figure, your best guess, you're kind of underneath the 5 northern isles, the islands that are north of the Isen continent, and the main continent of Isen is behind you. So that would make Bellis, the region of Bellis, probably the best guess in your mind, which would also maybe make sense because Port Bellis is known to be the most seafaring of Isen. Like, the huge trade, huge naval operations,
Can I...
their whole vibe
Could I
is
try
that.
do a, Dallas accent to the creature and ask if they sounded like that?
Sure. Do me a performance check. And what are the rest of you guys doing as this is happening? Are you just listening and chilling, or?
Yeah, I think I'm listening intently.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
very proud of Bardley. Oh, can I guidance, Bardley?
Yeah.
I'd like to guidance. Guidance. What does guidance do?
Gives them a D4.
Add a D4, yeah.
You gave me a hard candy.
Go on, dearie. You can do it.
So I got a 4 on the... I got a 4 on the guidance. I added to my 13, so that's 17.
I want to think guidance is a lozenge.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think with your performance enough, it's kind of, it's pretty much on the money. It's a little off on times, but enough for this water elemental to be able to get it and says, yes, that is right. That is how they sounded.
Okay, Slay. We've figured something out.
Did you just call me Slay?
No, once they left from the temple, well, what was length of my power resides here, so I needed to come back while I still could, but
I imagine if it's out of the water,
without the stone being restored, without the stone being restored to this pillar, I will eventually waste away.
Oh no, we can't have that. We will go to Bellis.
Granny provides more soup.
And we will give lived. I'm not talking to. Yes, I would like to soup him.
Yeah, so it's just bits of chicken broth floating in him now.
The little fish come up and nibble at it.
I healed 12, so that's good.
Yeah. Those tiny little shining fish that you can barely see, the little tiny ones are just snacking on him.
Aw. Yeah, that's good. That's exfoliate, you get a peeling, but it's a bunch of little fish eating your feet.
Yeah, he says there is much wrong with the ocean. The stone must be restored in order for us to have any chance.
Yeah, obviously we're going to restore the stone. We're heroes. We're the chosen adventurers, as you so.
Yes, that is us.
You do not wear the mark of the champions.
Look, the champion is in the eye of the beholder. You
shouldn't judge us based on how we're dressed, first of all, and then just get a whiff of the ancient magics on me. Don't I smell kind of funky?
Is this smart?
The champions of old wore an apple on their collar.
An apple?
Apple on their collar. An apple.
Well, we're kind of more of a our symbol is more our friendship and maybe the music. We kind of call ourselves sidebars. But we could be a different
sidebars.
Yeah, we're more into turnips.
That's true. The turnips are really kind of the apple of the earth.
Yes, they are. They are.
I don't think I've ever eaten an apple or a turnip or...
Yeah.
Matching tattoos, everyone.
He sort of kind of takes all of this in, looking around and says, strange. I have not seen champions for many, many, many years, but they are much changed.
That's what happens. Time, it keeps going.
Diversity.
Yeah, right? Just because we've got a new woke agenda.
Yeah. We are, anybody can be a champion.
He says, yes, the ones that stole what was not theirs to take. They wore the symbol of a music note and a poppy.
A music note?
Were they insects? A music note and a poppy.
He probably wouldn't know the word poppy. He probably described it as a red flower with a big black dot in the middle and 30 flat leaves, which you could figure out was a poppy.
Well, the only musical villains we've met so far are caves, obviously.
Yes, but they had a
poppies
different symbol.
and music together makes me think of lullabies.
Should we sketch it somewhere and show it to the elemental be like this?
Yeah, he kind of gives you critique until you get it right.
Nice.
And I grow a little poppy with druidcraft, be like this.
I strum fake instrument. I go la.
And then
I visualize it with prestidigitation.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, I feel like that's given us a pretty good, is there anything else we should know about them? How did they defeat an elemental? A guardian, sorry, is what I want to know.
They corrupted the ocean. Will they have done something, perhaps? Or perhaps the ocean was already corrupted. And I was already dying. Something is wrong. He's not entirely sure. He just knows he was weakened somehow.
Right.
Something's wrong, and so he was already weakened.
We're going to get to a point where we figure out whether, this corruption is happening naturally because the stones are displaced, or if it was already happening, or if someone specifically made something and is injecting it in.
Can we remember when the trouble with the turnips started?
We had it.
Was it just before we came to Lakeside?
No, we read
was it
books about it, right? We found those books in the...
trouble has been happening for a long time. It's just that things are getting particularly bad right now. And so that kind of backs up what he's saying. Like, trouble has been happening for many, many years. It's just that things are particularly bad right now for some reason. Yeah.
How long ago was it when the stone was taken?
He says many years, but I don't think he has a good
Comprehension
understanding of time. Yeah.
He's just like me for real.
And also, he's quite...
And how many people were part of the group?
He tells you, like, a vessel arrived. And there were many.
Like the
Many.
ship.
Yeah, like some kind of ship arrived and kind of spewed out a whole lot of these. It was like a quick attack.
For scale, how many do you think there are right now?
He's like,
Just
you
so
are
we know.
only few. It makes me worried for you.
See. That's good. So
Well, that bodes me with confidence.
But we're a special few. Maybe. You gotta fake it till you make it, you know? We got this, team.
There's also one more outside, so we're gonna be many. When the monk gets back.
Yeah, almost. Lots.
He's like, to be clear, that is still not many.
We have friends. We got lots of friends, and they'll help us.
Yeah, we're making friends everywhere we go. Some
right?
are
People
fascinated
love
with
us.
even.
We're quite liked
we have
actually.
fans.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
And
They're actually not that bad.
We're like that singer Baylor Smith.
And all of this kind of like, I feel like your voices are getting quite like loud as you try and justify like how powerful and important you are. There is a face, a little head that pops into the room, and very wide, very beautiful eyes. Is this young female kind of like is just too curious and sort of pops her head in to see what is going on, and just her eyes open up incredibly wide as she sees this like water elemental here, and so comes into the room, and you see her again. She's trying to like keep like jackets tied around her bottom half and stuff, but like very awkwardly kind of trying to hitch up pieces of clothing that have been like tied in weird ways. You see that there was once a skirt under there of some kind, but it's all been ripped and torn, and so she's trying to like keep the skirt together. And she just swims into the room, and she like comes up to this guardian and just like kind of bows in this like very, because she's not touching the ground or anything and seems to be swimming in a very fluid way, and comes up to the thing and just sort of like bows down in front of it and is like, honored guardian, I never believed the stories were true. Like, and he like reaches out to touch her and is like, yes, you will come see me in a few years. It is your destiny. And she nods like they both have like a conversation that means everything to them, but like nothing to you guys. You have no idea what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And they like stand there kind of almost like forehead to forehead for a short moment. And he's like, and he kind of nods to himself and he says, if these adventurers will will it to be so.
Oh, well, she's here now. What's wrong with
And
now?
she looks back at you and yeah, she looks back at you with eyes very wide, and she's like, he's really weak. Can you not feel how weak he is? He might not last until my coronation.
Well, this is the Floatessa's daughter.
Well, worry not.
Yeah, she's like, can I even be coronated if
Yeah.
the guardian doesn't do it? Like, she's like,
Oh, is that what he does? Well, dearie, we're the champions, apparently. Yes, we are the champions. And we will make sure that he grows stronger every day. And I will make
Granny puts
chowder,
a third soup in
and
him.
I make chowder.
yeah, she's like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Like, she reverts straight to like teenager again. Like, you know, you don't like feed the water like food. God, do Earthers not know anything?
They're learning.
Oh no, dearie, this is a magic spell. I just make it look like that. So It doesn't. It's actually just regular healing. I'm a healer in this party of champions. Anyway, Granny gets very self.
Can I just say I love the name Water Ella? I think it's so beautiful. It's like Cinderella, but Water Ella. Me and Todd's a weird last name though, but you know what? I'm here for it.
And Perla gives you like this like eye roll, like, you know, look of an adolescent teenager of just like, oh, you're the worst, like, you know, and just kind of swims back out again. You do catch a glimpse of something, you know, intensely colourful and bright that makes you feel, I don't know, something kind of weird briefly inside, and
At
then
least
it's
I'm feeling
gone.
something.
Yeah, like it's very hard because you don't really, like, you see a bright flash of color underneath, even though she's trying to hide like what's underneath there, with all of these jackets and things, and you feel like you nearly got pulled kind of towards her in some kind of way, and then it's like, ooh, it's gone as soon as like those colors are gone. You know,
She's
it's
just one
only
of
a
those
brief
really
flash.
pretty shiny lures, but like life size.
Yeah, it feels almost like
Yes,
that.
she's
Yeah.
a fishing implement.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's so pretty if she only took off those
I
jackets,
don't
isn't she?
feel like that's
I
not a
said
good
everyone else.
message, Granny.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And I'm
you-
like the 60-year-old
Yeah,
speaking to
you
a
start to
13-year-old
leave
kind
this
of
room as the
oblivious,
water elemental kind of climbs back into his little cat flap, goes back into his little hidey hole, you know, with a lot of little tiny fish following him, still eating him. And
Can I insight check the jackets?
and these kids have mostly filed outside, but you see Evan still there, like, you know, he's been waiting for Perla, and a couple of like Perla's sort of large stocky male friends that seem to be kind of hanging around, you know.
All right, so that seems like a task for a granny now. So like, all right, everybody, you are safe now. We will now take you back to your mummies and daddies in town.
Is
and
everyone
they will
just
be
like shocked and
overjoyed
surprised
to see you
and
again?
wondering who Granny is because she was a crab?
Yeah, like, have not seen this person. Where did the crab go?
I see your confusion, but by my beautiful, welcoming, and loving face, you can tell
I
I'm
want
a
Granny to
position
roll
of
for this.
authority. And get to the ship.
You can roll a persuasion, yeah, against these
Persuasion?
teenagers all lolling around
Okay.
and like, oh my god, I do not want to go back
man.
with them.
I
Yeah.
really should have higher persuasion. Oh my goodness. Oh no, what
Yeah,
did I
that's
roll?
enough.
12.
They also
Oh my God.
are tired, hungry. This party did not go the way that they thought it would go. Like, they're like, I don't really like parents.
Didn't
but
take much
sure,
persuasion.
I guess. Yeah, it really didn't take too much. They sort of gather their bits and they head out. And Captain Rere is out there on the ship. Yeah, so you can essentially put them on the boat and kind of send them on their way.
Can we confiscate alcohol off them
Granny can.
and just
If
drink
Granny
it?
wants to, yeah.
Yeah, can I, like, I don't know.
You can just walk around
investigation if
blatantly
anyone
grabbing
has
it if that's what you want to do.
Oh, yeah? And I'll take this, and I'll take this, and then I'll I'll wink to the rest of the party, being like, you know,
Yes.
meet me below the decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't need that little one, and that one your daddy's not gonna be happy about.
Yeah.
And
So Captain
Fuck everything.
Rere says that he can give you the use of, there's like a little row slope that's on the side of the Cluster's Revenge. But he can basically drop you to the surface and you can use that to get to Port Ballas if you would like to go straight there, or wherever you're thinking of going from here,
My preference is to...
before he drops the kids off.
Yeah. My thought is to follow, the directions, the one tangible link we have, but I'm open to anyone else.
because we still can learn much from the library.
True.
That we haven't gone to, and we've done all of this rescuing for fame and glory, and if we leave now we won't get any of that.
We can come back though.
I vote library.
My worry is that the Guardian, how long are they gonna?
I also promised to Flotus
Yeah.
What do you promise to Flotus?
to help her daughter return home.
Yeah, but
Yes, we just
yeah, absolutely. But
She's
I
on her
mean,
way.
you could say leave them with Captain Rere and Evan. The
I'll
scout
scroll a
slash
note
leader,
down.
Yeah. And they would get back.
we could just
And they would get back a lot faster than they did, how they got here. Because they got here, basically just backpacking, So, it would be a lot faster of a return on the ship, if that's what you wanted to do. You don't have to go back there right now.
right, just as long as they write in the newspaper about us, and we can always go to the to the
Oh, yeah, you can
library
definitely
later.
go
I
back
assume if
there,
we heal the Guardian,
yeah.
they're gonna think that we're even more heroes and the champions that the Guardian was talking about.
And they'll give us 2 library cards.
And the Flotus's
Yeah.
daughter will be pretty thankful, I think, to be able to
Marry
talk to the
us.
Guardian in a few years when she needs to.
Yeah, so you've got
Sweet,
choices.
okay.
You can go back now and do that, or you can let them go back on the ship and follow this quest elsewhere. Up to you.
Well, I'm persuaded that we can go straight to Bellis.
Okay, so
Yes.
he'll go straight up to the surface and kind of just point straight up, and then drop you guys off with the little sloop that he keeps for when he's pretending to be a real boat. And he needs to row to the shore, and not octopus sail to the shore. So he can pretty much do that. So there is a chance, because it's going to take a day or so for you guys to get to the top anyway. So you can party up in the boat, rest up here, get a long rest, and in the morning he tells you you'll pop boop up and onto the surface. So.
And we feel somewhat more experienced than...
Yes, you're going to get a level. So, and I have pre-warned my players that they have leveled in this session. So, do you want to give us a quick round of what do I get as I level?
Sure, do you want us to do it in announcing
Well,
order?
I've
or?
done it, so...
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well,
yeah.
I have consulted with my little spell book and decided to add in Leoman's tiny hut. So
Ooh, nice.
I thought with all of the falling debris that was happening around us quite frequently, it would be helpful to have a bit of a shield from things. And then also I have picked up some more language skills, but this time not in speaking different languages necessarily, but in speaking with the dead.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Spooky.
So
Duolingo for
right.
speaking
I can
with
comprehend
dead.
languages and I
That
can
would be
comprehend the dead as long as they have a mouth.
Nice. Into it. All right. So, Erika, what did Taryn get?
So she has been around magic enough to know that not all of it's good, so she wants to stop it, and she's picked up Dispel Magic. Yay, level 5!
Oh, nice. Yeah. To be able to be like,
Yeah.
nope, that one bad. Yeah. Cool. What did Granny get?
Ooh, so Granny spent enough time underwater, kind of stressing about how she can't breathe under it, that when she had a swig of the underwater breathing potion,
Yeah.
it kind of clicked something in her head, like, oh, I can do this, and she learned water breathing.
Nice.
And as is the 5th level druid thing, she also decided to help everyone else by adding haste to her arsenal.
Cool.
So she can watch her great team proudly as they quickly achieve goals and also daylight for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that also makes sense. Yeah.
Just illuminating stuff. It's useful somehow.
totally. I mean, you guys have been in the
darkness.
pitch black of, like, under the earth and the pitch black of, like, at the bottom of the ocean. It makes sense that Granny would be looking for some daylight in her life, you know? Yeah.
As I said, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Somehow.
perfect. So you pop to the top of the ocean after having, like, a good rest. You probably partied a little bit, had some alcohol that Granny had confiscated, and bloop, 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 popped up the top. And our captain sort of puts this little skip in the ocean for you. It's pretty basic. It's just got like a one sail situation, set of oars, but it's enough for all of you to kind of get on this. Throws you a few rations and a few, key things that you might need, bottles of water and some rope and, a bit of a fishing rod just in case you get stuck out here, and points the way to Bellis, which you can kind of vaguely see on the horizon as you pop up, and says, shouldn't be too long, and then shunk, drop back down again to get these kids to safety as soon as possible.
Okay, can I just, before anything happens, check what the weather is like the next day? Because this is the only time this ability is useful.
Okay, so did you do that before you went to sleep or today? So it's for tomorrow.
Yeah, when we got popped onto that dinghy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what's the weather gonna be?
Yeah, okay.
Wait, sorry. Did we get popped into the dinghy the same day or the
No,
next
it would have
day?
been the next day. So you could do it the night of.
Yeah, the night
To
before.
check in.
Yeah, before we go.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be on the surface.
You figured out it's going to be windy and a little overcast, but it doesn't look like a stormy, rainy, gross day. It's just like not a nice sunny day,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's very inconsequential, actually. I'm sorry.
No.
Go on.
It could have been vitally important.
That is true. That's true.
And now we know what the weather's doing. Look, you're just adding to the world.
Oh, Taryn's gonna look around with big wide eyes.
Yeah. Because, Taryn hasn't really spent a lot of time.
Taryn hasn't been above the ocean.
Can she breathe?
Yeah. She's
Okay,
low key, just like,
Must
Nice.
be really
And
dry.
Nice.
for you. Is your hair getting
it's mouth
frizzy?
breathing rather than gill breathing.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think it just naturally just waves around. You actually see it get picked a little bit, and it doesn't actually follow the traditional wind patterns.
Nice. Okay, so as you're sailing, who is doing what on this ship? Like, someone kind of needs to steer rudder, somebody can be doing oars if you're looking to sail faster, someone can be kind of navigating and monitoring, and someone can be doing sails, changing
I don't
stuff.
mind being
Yeah.
oar person.
Granny can lead because we've got quite good. Actually, no, she's blind.
Can't you just like sense of direction?
Steering?
Yeah, so navigation would be like a survival check. Oars will be like
Yeah,
a
well,
athletics check. Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
I was just going to cast Shape Water to help us move a bit faster
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
also yeah.
Is Dexter with us still? Can he and I do oars together?
Yep. Nice.
Friends forever.
Okay. So Granny is navigating. You guys are rowing, and Taryn is like shaping water to
For
kind
some
of direct
reason.
you. It means that every now and then, because nobody's looking after the sails particularly, the wind just kind of blows you off course occasionally, and then you have to kind of row back and shape back. Like it's like
For some reason, I'm imagining Granny at the front of the top of the ship, like doing the drumming thing to make sure that we're rowing in time.
Yes.
amazing.
Exactly.
So
Exactly
roll
it.
me. I think Taryn, it's either a nature or arcana check. You choose. Granny, that'll be a survival check. And Bardley, and I'll roll for Dexter for an athletics check.
Okay, I'm going to do Arcana.
That's a good one. 23 for me.
It's just a 13 for me.
Okay. Well, Dexter got a nat 1, so apparently he's not helping.
Is he a puddle?
She's just
Can I
sitting.
roll for chaos?
We're going in a really lazy circle.
Yes, you may absolutely roll for his chaos to see what happens to him for 6 seconds or so.
5!
Oh yeah, he absolutely turns into a puddle. It's not.
Be careful not to let him mix with the seawater.
It's not the full puddle though, as we know, because chaos is a lot weaker. It's just water pools out of the ground and kind of surrounds him in a bubble, you know. Yeah.
He's soggy.
I'm like, oh no, salt is leaking. Oh no, it's just.
Yeah. Yes, so that happens. And then we're back.
Shouldn't that phase us more?
It's 6 seconds.
Look what Dexter had an accident.
What did you get, Granny?
23.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you're on track. How did Shaping the Water go, Taryn?
Oh, just a 13.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
We're going in a direction.
Yeah, okay. So the rowing's going okay, Bardley, but you're just doing it by yourself, basically. You may as well just reach over and grab the other oar and just do it, you know? Like, he's just no help. And you're going kind of in the right direction, and things are moving along pretty well as, like, the water is, pooling behind you kind of easily and sort of being parted in front of you. It's a little rough going because, again, you're sort of fighting that wind and stuff, but, like, you're figuring it out. And Granny is keeping you well on track in terms of where you're going and directing you to be like, nope, turn it, and actually giving you a pretty good direction. So you're making okay time. And so after about a few hours, you see a kind of a couple of ships on the horizon sort of moving. They don't look like they're going to crash into you or anything like that, but you can kind of they're the only thing you sort of see. So it's interesting. So you kind of see them pull alongside this small, tiny island, the sort of island that barely would have a name because there's not much going on there at all. And they look like they're doing something there. These two big ships. It looks like, you're not really sure, a bit far away. So if you want to pay attention to that or you just want to sail on, up to you.
Pay attention.
Yeah, so you can kind of roll me some kind of perception check to see what you can figure out. If you have any way of enhancing your vision over distance, that might be helpful here because it's quite a way away.
Let's see. Can I guidance myself is my question.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll guide myself. So I have that plus this. It is 18 altogether.
Okay.
For perception.
Yeah, 18's pretty good. Granny, as you're looking, you see splashes into the water. It looks like they're dropping something into the ocean. Or into the Northern Sea, because that's where we are.
Into the Northern Sea. I would like to tell everyone else, look, there might be loot over there.
We're not pirates.
Well, we have a ship.
It's a dinghy. It's a dinghy.
Everyone starts small, my dear.
Granny, stop encouraging us to turn to a life of crime.
Really good stories all contain pirates. So I think we could maybe wait for them to leave and see what they've dropped into the ocean. That's not steering, that's just picking up what people left behind.
It's kind of dumpster diving, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, I can have a look.
Oh yeah, you're an apt swimmer.
Yeah, I'll go for a quick swim to see if I can get close enough underwater to spot what's being dropped over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty capable of being able to swim through an ocean and then navigate back to even a moving, thing, because everything moves and tides under the ocean as well. So, yeah, you can probably do that pretty easily with confidence. So, yeah, you dive out of the boat and you head out. How close are you looking to get to this?
Fairly close. A bit deep enough so I can not be seen from above.
So as you get closer to this area, it does look like a small kind of ocean, small island, got long legs all the way down to the ground, but it drops away pretty quickly. So it almost looks like just like a pole sticking out of the ground as you're far away from it, and then you get a bit closer and you see it.
The Yaga of islands.
Yeah.
Nah.
And then you get a bit closer and you realize that there's these like more piles kind of around this island that you can kind of see, all these like mounds and stuff. And you're like, oh, okay, so, you know, it's obviously just that one got really tall. But then you get closer again and you realize that this is not dirt here that is being like, you know, making up these mounds. This looks like piles of barrels, chests, bags, like just gunk. And you're barely actually able to see exactly what it is because it seems to be permeating out this like black gunk, oil, slicky kind of stuff. So even as you get near to it, you're feeling the water, like, because you breathe the water kind of as you're swimming. Yeah. And it's like kind of choking on like a lower quality water as you get closer to this. You're actually able to see the ships a little bit more too because you're a bit closer. So if you pop your head up out of the ocean, you could probably make out a bit more detail about what's going on these ships as well as, you know, what's happening under the ocean.
Cool. I'll pop up and have a look.
What you see is a bunch of like figures, again, humanoid, mostly looks like humans. Honestly, like that's kind of what you're seeing. And then there's a few that are like a bit stockier, a bit greener. I'm not sure if you'd be terribly familiar with like Earth type humanoid races. So you're just seeing like shorter ones and bigger ones and greener ones with tusks, and you're not really sure. But yeah, they all seem to be like wearing kind of like bandanas around their heads and wearing like loose, you know, shirts with like flowy sleeve blouse type situations, waistcoats and things, and big boots and big pantaloony pants. They were kind of wearing that kind of vibe. And they are tossing these barrels, like these big metal barrels, over the edge of the ship and just watching them kind of sink to the bottom of the ocean, just spraying out this oily, oozy, black gunk and stuff all over it. And on the side of the ships, you see a sign that says, Flotsam and Jetsams Debris Disposal. Your rubbish is our business.
Taryn initially wanted to fan herself at the pirate-looking, just out of, they looked pretty good because she hasn't seen land people before, but having seen them actually disposing rubbish, she's not a big fan of that. And she's gonna swim back.
That's a big turn-off. Littering is a big turn-off.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yep. So you swim back to the crew and you kind of tell them what you found?
Relay, yeah.
And so I think that's where we're going to leave our episode there, with our crew looking at the distance at these two ships that have been dumping this toxic-looking, horrendous, rubbishy gunk all around this island, potentially for a while because of the amount of like mounds and rubbish and things that you've seen down here. And well, they're faced with a decision. Do they do something or do they sail on by? We'll have to wait and come back next episode to see what our sidebars do. And that's the end of the episode.
That was the one thing we right. We got this.
Okay.
We made it. We made it, Brad. We're sorry.
We're so sorry that technology sucks.
It wasn't recorded.
Some of us are sorry. Some of us say they were sorry, but they didn't record it.
They didn't record them saying sorry. Yeah. So, thank you so much for joining us on our adventure today. We hope to see you again soon. If you are listening to this podcast on the podcast app of your choice, maybe come along to a live stream to catch the action directly as it happens. We stream every second Wednesday at 7:30 PM NZDT. We would love to see you there, except for when we're not. Like this episode was not live streamed, and I apologize for that. Blame my work. There are many amazing people involved with the production of this podcast, and I am incredibly grateful for their hard work and dedication every single episode. So I want to give a big shout out to my partner in crime, Brad Zimmerman, editor of the polished episodes you hear, and responsible for the design of World of Isen and Book 1. Thanks to Amy Ward Art, our glitteriest moderator, keeping our our live streams chat a wholesome and hilarious place to be. Thanks to Haunted Sandwich for the character art they designed for our sidebars, and Aiden Messer Photography for capturing our players in real life. We are proud members of the Kiwi RPG, and we encourage you to visit their website to find other Kiwi creators that you need to know about. Of course, this podcast would not be able to keep going without our Patreons who keep the lights on in Isen HQ and make the Fate of Isen Discord a delightful home on the internet. We are so grateful for your support. So thank you to Alex White Robinson, Irene Cucci, Laura Christine Goodwin, Sam Malcolm, Kay, Victoria and Gavin Porter, Daniel Nichols, Violet, Squish the Guy Who Doesn't Talk in an Audio Only Podcast, Alexander Litkites, Andrew Evans, Case the Fox, Jared from Indie Film Review Podcast, Ezekiel, Tara Borelli, Gamatron, Christian H, Sam Sarah, Disturbed One NZ, sometimes Marlock, occasionally Dinglefloof, but always the human servant of the real life Wen of the Forgotten. Anyway, Lyndon Hood, come on, you Nicks. Tom and Erika Jane, Steffi James is awesome. Penny D from the Terrible Adventures of the Janderson Breakfast Partnership Company podcast. Aaron Gilgren, Robin McLean, Boji, Torji Barkai, Danielle, the Tea Lady of the Tea, Liz from Movie Reviews, and 20 Qs. We love you all very, very much. And you too can be a fatey for as little as $2 a month, joining the exclusive Discord and being one of the many fans that I now consider friends. And with that, we're gonna get out of here. A big enohora ka kite ano aroha nui. Goodbye. We will see you again soon, and we love you loads. Bye.
Bye.